All right. Hi.
Cheers, Drew.
How are you this morning?
I'm good. We're like
fantastic.
Twins
Plaiding
here.
it up this morning.
That's right.
Are you wearing plaid? You should be. Did you not get the memo?
Wow.
You have to turn the video off if you're not wearing plaid. No, I'm just kidding. Of course.
No, this happened accidentally, but we're going with it.
I thought about dressing up to coordinate to the topic at hand today.
How would you coordinate with this?
I don't know. That's why I just threw on. I was like, it's fall. I'm on plaid.
That's an interesting challenge. We should try to do that more.
Yeah. How do you dress up to match a forged carbon fiber pen?
Forged carbon. What?
Yes, Drew. We are talking about the Pineider LGB Bellezza.
Oh, hello.
Forged carbon fiber limited edition, limited to 888 pieces.
888. Who in the world has
worldwide.
done that before?
I don't know, but you know, Italians love the number 8, and there's 3 of them in this one, so you get your money's worth.
Triple threat.
Obviously, the material is what stands out quite a bit, but I'm going to save that. I'm going to talk just about some of the other parts of the pen first. So this is the mystery filler.
Yes, indeed.
Which we've only had in the mystery filler pen, but it's the same mystery filler mechanism, so it's got this push button lock. You push it, it comes out, it allows you to screw the piston, you push it back to lock it in. How does it work? Well, it's a little more mysterious on this pen just because the other mystery filler that we have is actually clear. So you can kind of see, which is a bit ironic. This one is actually clear, or not clear, so it is a little more mysterious. It's essentially a piston filler that has some more complexity to it. It's got 1.4 milliliter ink capacity, which is pretty decent. That's what you're gonna get on like your typical kind of Pelican piston filler.
And you will be able to see, you might not be able to see the piston at work, but you do get your ink window. You do get to see whether or not you're empty, and you will get to see the piston moving up and down.
Absolutely. It's got a twist magnetic lock on the cap.
Yes, indeed.
Which it has on the other Pineiders.
Which is pretty cool.
That's a Dante special.
You notice that the you'll see if you watch the clip. Well, no, not on that one. If you put it on a little off center,
you like twist
see that?
in place. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
so
no?
you can just straight up yank it off like a magnet, but it's got like a reverse polarized magnet in the grip, so that if you twist it, it kind of helps to push it off, which is really kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's got the goose quill spring clip going on.
Wow.
It now has a bent nib.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
There's your goose quill,
There
opposed to it is not some other quill.
No,
it is
not
a goose
some
quill.
pheasant.
So it does
or
have
duck.
Not a
None of that
pheasant's quill,
nonsense.
but it does have one-handed operation, so you can pinch the two sides, raise it up right there, easily put it
in your pocket.
In your pocket without the pen.
I recommend having the body of the pen attached to it.
You can do that too.
You know, it's your pen.
The world is your oyster.
You can do whatever floats your boat. The dimensions, it's kind of a long pen.
It is. Look at that. It doesn't even fit in my.
Yeah, it's a bit
pocket.
long. Well, you don't have.
I have shallow
deep enough
pockets.
Pocket. Let me
Shallow
see.
pockets.
Let's check my pocket, Drew. Give it a little pocket test here. I never put pens in a pocket like this, like ever.
See, your pocket is deeper. Okay.
My pocket is clearly a more effective pocket than yours. Your pocket is not made for such a substantial pen.
It's made for pocket pens. It's a pocket.
Well, there you go. It's a pocket pen pocket.
Yes, indeed.
It is a bit long. It's almost 7 inches long, 6.8 inches,
So
772 millimeters if that's your.
So it
way of counting
does
things.
magnetically post as well.
Yeah.
So if that is your thing, you can do that. For me,
it's kind of long.
It's kind of long. Yeah.
It's kind of heavy too.
And I don't post most of my pens. Well, it depends.
It really depends. Yeah, I can go either way.
Yeah.
But pens that are long like this is a long body.
This feels good.
And it's nice and balanced. This pen is 51 grams overall in weight, which is kind of heavy.
It is really nicely balanced.
33 grams just in the body. So with the weight, the length, I think capless is just fine for writing with this pen. 14 karat nib, quill nib.
Quill nib.
That soft
it is just
nib.
beautiful.
Yeah, you've said this is one of your favorite.
It is my favorite. It is my favorite.
Favorite of all nibs.
Aesthetically, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that says a lot.
There's a lot to be said for the engraving. It's a beautiful engraving. There are a lot of other really nice engravings out there.
For sure,
you know, but this one has the engraving and the shape. And this is just a stunning shape.
Yeah. I really like this one a lot. I don't know if it's my absolute favorite, but it's definitely up there. I don't
What
know
would
if I have
be
an
your
absolute.
favorite? Yeah, exactly. So if you don't already have
favorite.
a favorite, then it doesn't even count.
You know how I do, Drew. I always
do.
like to evade these. What is your number one favorite? Whatever thing.
Oh, I know.
Which is funny because I ask my kids that all the time. I'm like, "What's your favorite thing that happened today?"
How dare you?
And Joseph's like, "I don't know how to answer that." I'm like, "What's one fun thing that happened?"
And then you look,
it's
you
easier.
hear him dodging the question, and you say, "This is my fault."
This is my son.
I passed this on to him.
I'm trying to hone his skills so that maybe he can overcome
giving
this.
him what you never had.
Yeah, but it's not working effectively. So the nib options on this pen: extra fine, fine, medium, broad, 1.3 millimeter stub. Extra fine, I think, is by far the most popular.
It should be.
With a little bit of softness to it, you can get some line variation,
Exactly.
which is most dramatic on the extra fine. It's also a bit of a wet nib, so if you go with like the broad or the stub, it's a bit of a gusher.
And that's what I say. I don't mean it should be because it's the best. I mean it should be just because it is a lot of fun to have an extra fine line that if you want to put just a little bit of pressure down, having a little bit of variety right at the end of your signature or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not a flex nib. I wouldn't call it a flex nib. I think they sometimes do refer to it as
Pineider
that.
calls it a flex nib. We're like,
Yeah.
people interpret flex to mean different
Yeah,
things.
so I wouldn't recommend doing copper plate with it, but if you want to sign your name and end with a nice big swoop, this is great.
Gives flair.
And an extra fine, you're going to see that variation more.
All right, let's talk about the material.
Because
So we've gotten all the random facts out of the way.
this material is something else.
It is really cool. So I had to write everything down because I have many facts. So forged carbon fiber material. So this is used mainly on high-end performance automotive parts and golf drivers.
Had you
clubs.
seen this before you saw this pen?
I had seen this before.
You had?
Yes, but there's one pen that I've seen from Monty Winfield.
That's right.
Which is a newer brand that we're going to have here in a bit. He's just an independent pen maker. But this is the first like commercially made like company that I've seen do forged carbon fiber. But I've seen it like in whatever Instagram things that I've looked at because I'm a 35-year-old male and I get targeted with ads all the time for automotive things, and I've definitely seen this material before.
I don't get that.
Not so much? No?
Well, because I'm more in the nerd sphere, so
I get plenty of that too.
I get targeted by being with your cubing, I bet you do.
A little bit, but that's not so much 35-year-olds. That's more 13-year-olds.
Have fun with
So
that.
I get a good. Instagram is having a really tough time figuring me out. Anyway, they're like high-end pens and Rubik's cubes and woodworking and what the heck?
Who is he?
Who is this? Did somebody steal his phone? So this is a relatively new process in the world. I mean, this was only developed in 2010. So it was actually a joint collaboration between Lamborghini and Callaway Golf Club. Golf company.
How about that?
So Lamborghini wanted it for some parts for their car. Callaway wanted it for driver shafts because this material, it is, let's see here, a third the density of titanium, but actually stronger than titanium.
What?
So for like saving weight but increased strength. Also, you can forge this into shapes that you can't do with a regular carbon fiber weave.
Gotcha.
So when you're looking at things like car parts, like struts and other things, that's it. That's literally the only word I know with cars. You can form it with this method where you couldn't do with a normal weave. So the difference is it's forged in a randomized pattern with individual strands of carbon fiber instead of a weave. So it uses, I'm going to literally read you what I saw off Wikipedia because it was more than I can remember with my brain. It uses about 500,000 intertwined turbostratic fibers per square
Did you just
inch.
say turbostratic to me?
I'm going to explain what that means.
Okay.
Yes, but they are turbostratic. The structure of the high-strength carbon fibers is described as turbostratic. That is, the fibers contain intertwined and folded sheets of carbon atoms aligned with the length of the fiber, and the intertwining improved the fiber strength.
Did you get that?
The result, which is superior to predecessor alloys used in the automotive and golf industries, is specifically improved load carrying capacity as measured in bending per unit of mass, of course.
And everybody's asleep now.
Due to its chopped nature, it can be molded. This is why I saved it to the end. Due to its chopped nature, it can be molded into much more complex geometries than traditional carbon fiber composites, and is suitable to make three-dimensional parts and parts which feature complex details such as thickness transitions, holes, compound curvatures, etc. So,
Thank you.
for the use of a pen, these aspects of it don't matter maybe so much. It's more just cool.
It is cool.
Now you can get some like
Suffice to say.
rounded, you can get some rounded parts of it. Like when you see carbon fiber pens, it's typically pretty much a straight barrel or maybe a slight taper, but then the weave starts to change and get a little weird. You're really restricted. Like we've done carbon fiber stuff. You've seen a lot with like Monteverde is like known for carbon
different
fiber.
types of weave. We've seen, you know, Monteverde has a very different type of weave than you will see from, say,
Absolutely.
Stipula or, you know, Monty Winfield even.
Yeah.
But this is definitely different, and it does have a really cool feel to
texture,
it
yeah.
that carbon fiber is almost always lacquered, you know, and even when it is raw, it doesn't have the warmth or the kind of porous texture that this does. You know, I dare say it does remind me a little bit of the Homo sapiens. When I hold it, it feels, you know, soft but really, really hard. I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't. It feels like you could not break it, but it also doesn't feel really hard. I don't know. It's got a softness to it.
It's definitely unique, and because of the way that it's forged, each pattern is going to be completely unique as well. And from what I understand, part of the reason it's so expensive, not only is it a very expensive and difficult process to do, but they end up wasting about 3 pens to make just one of them.
Very difficult.
Because you can get voids in it, the process to doing it can literally explode while they're forging this thing because it's under high heat and pressure. So I would love to get a video of one exploding. I think that'd be awesome, but
yeah, like you
we
said,
asked Dante for that, and I don't think that's gonna fly.
You will see some gapping in here if you do purchase one. Every now and then, where
voids,
two pieces meet, there might be just a little gap. That's totally normal.
That is normal. That's part of the process, but it's plenty strong. You do not have to worry about that.
So right now, this thing is going for $798 on our website.
Yep. MSRP is just under 1,000. So there you go. So it's you're clearly paying for, you know, quite a bit of this technology and newness and stuff like that. But it's pretty darn cool.
It's very darn cool.
And one of the only really commercially available forged carbon fiber pens that you can get right now.
So, like I said, it's limited to $888. So
boom,
get it while you can, I guess.
Yes, indeed. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And right on.